was a woman who literally was not part of any protest on either side. I think she lives in Crown Heights. She was looking because she heard this. Yeah, she's a neighbor. She heard the noise, so she went out to see what was happening. And then when she saw people were filming her, she covered herself with a scarf. Let's take a look at this really disturbing footage. And she's being escorted kind of by one officer who uses like a flashlight, I think, just to like as a light, not really, you know. So there you see, you can hear her getting hit with some, I believe at this point it's a traffic cone. Yeah. Okay, now this is the point of view from the woman who was attacked, and people who watch the show know that there's a theme where Israel supporters really like to talk about rape. They don't like to talk about the fact that it's committed by Israeli soldiers against Palestinians. They like to pretend it's committed when it's not, and they, regardless of that, they just really like threatening people with it or like fantasizing about it. It's very weird. Okay, so here we go.
There's some weird Palestinian. Is that you? You want someone to bend you over and fucking rape you like they're doing to the Jews in fucking Palestine? I'm trying to think of fucking insane.
Okay, and we got, I think, waste of semen, they're saying. And they're chanting death to Arabs in Hebrew. So disgusting. I still can't get over this happening. I know. There's one cop there who, for the first time ever, they used restraint. And then one more video we have, and this is of someone who was wearing, one of the people who was like wearing a yarmulke, religious, observant Jew. Let's take a look at how they treated him. Okay, so I guess I want to know, Yaakov, what is your response? And then we're gonna actually play a speech that you delivered protesting Ben Gvir. But I guess while Jen is still here, I want to ask both of you, I guess, what your response is to that. Like, you as someone who is a very devout Jewish person, what is it? And you're a member of the Orthodox community, and you see all these Orthodox Jews and non-Orthodox Jews, right? There, a lot of them are Orthodox, some of them weren't. What does it feel like when you observe these attacks?
Yeah. Look, obviously, those the people that did those attacks are thugs, to say the least. There's nothing to discuss there. I do want to mention, though, watching the videos, not all of those guys were Lubavitch. There were apparently, based on what we just saw, especially the ones with the Hebrew accents, they apparently a bunch of people came to hear Ben Gvir, not merely Lubavitch people, like that guy in the baseball cap, that guy in the white t-shirt. That did not seem to be a Lubavitch. And I must tell you, I am ideologically on the other end of the spectrum of these people, while they were hosting Ben Gvir, literally the same evening that these guys were hosting him, I also live in Queens, by the way. I was in Manhattan in front of the Israeli consulate with hundreds of Jews protesting his, my words were something to the effect of dirtying this beautiful country with his presence. Those thugs are thugs. The police should have turned around and put that guy in cuffs.
I don't know why they didn't.
Dragged him away wherever it was. Okay, why he didn't do that, I'm obviously unable to say. But that's absolutely a horrendous thing, and it shows once more something that we always know, something that Katie, I've mentioned on your show and other people's shows forever, that Zionism has nothing to do with Judaism.
Right.
Some of those guys were Orthodox Jews. They could be Zionists. Ben Gvir himself wears a yarmulke. And in my speech, I told him that if he wants to be a Zionist, he should take off his yarmulke and eat some pork. That's literally what I said, you know, because it's a betrayal of our religious beliefs. However, human beings have the ability to compartmentalize and hold contradictory beliefs and behaviors at the same time, you know.
Yeah.
That's the way people are, and there's absolutely no justification for that. These, and you see, it's not Jews that they care about. They were beating up that Orthodox Jew. They, and I don't know what they wanted from him. It's not even like he was carrying a Palestinian flag or something. I don't know exactly what he wanted, like what their problem was. Nonetheless, by the way, right when the video was ending, it was probably the victim over there, the guy that was kicked. He screamed at them, Zionist.
He did.
Yes, that was the insults that he hurled at his attackers. Zionists, okay? Like, that says it all. There are religious people, not religious people, rightists, leftists, all of these people. It's about Zionism. Anybody can choose to be a Zionist, whether he's Jewish or not, whether he's religious or not. Although if he's religious, it's like choosing to eat pork. That said, that's the way people are. The flesh is weak. Some people's brains are weak. You know, that's the way it is. And I have absolutely no justification for harming innocent people, you know. And that insult that he hurled at them, Zioni, that's what he said, Zionist. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
And by the way, I just want to show the Chabad-Lubavitch Spokesman, Rabbi Maurice Seligson, denounced both the anti-Ben Gvir protesters and the mob that chased the woman. So the violent provocateurs who called for the genocide of Jews in support of terrorists and terrorism outside a synagogue in a Jewish neighborhood where some of the worst anti-Semitic violence in American history was perpetrated and where many residents share deep bonds with the victims of October 7th, did so in order to intimidate, provoke, and instill fear. Okay. We condemn the crude language and violence of the small breakaway group of young people. Such actions are entirely unacceptable and wholly antithetical to the Torah's values. The fact that a possibly uninvolved bystander got pulled into the melee further underscores the point, he said. So, I mean, I would not agree with his description of the protesters, but of the.
I heard, by the way, that the official Lubavitch establishment was not involved in that greeting of that hosting of Ben Gvir. As I mentioned, Lubavitch is currently kind of rudderless.
Okay.
And
maybe I could step in.
You know what? You never know.
Yeah. The prodigal daughter. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, his statements that they were a break-off group of young, whatever he described, whatever adjectives he used, I have no problem believing that at all.
Okay,
This is not normal behavior for anybody.